Alright, hey everyone, this is Ash. Welcome back to the King's Speech. So I managed to clean up my office and reorganize my office a little bit finally. So you might have noticed that the streaming setup has changed slightly. It's going to get me some getting used to because I keep looking in the wrong direction for the camera and stuff. But yeah, let me know if anything looks off or stuff with the streaming setup. But I'm happy to get to reorganize my office and clean things up a little bit. Before we dive into the chapter, just a couple of house cleaning and channel related items to get around to. So first is going to be because Shonen Jump is going to be on break next week for the Obon Festival holiday. I will try to get back to read-throughs next weekend because I've been putting that off for too long, so I want to get back around to it. So the current plan is for next week I'll get back to Yona of the Dawn and evolve the next couple of bits of Berserk. Then after that I'll probably try to rotate back in Bride Story and Vinland Saga as well. I think Vinland Saga has been a long time since I've been covering it on the channel, but since the series did officially end this last week with the final chapter, and since it's been a while since I've caught up, I figure I might as well go back through the series again, get through the read-throughs, and kind of cement my thoughts on the finale and the final arc and all those things. So yes, a lot of good stuff is going to be coming your way in the next little while. So if you haven't already, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And just a general PSA, again, I've already kind of mentioned this on my Spy Family video, which I recorded first. If you leave a comment that is hateful, insulting, condescending in any way, I'm just going to start publicly shaming people that leave comments like that, because it's really started to just irritate me and get on my nerves when people do leave comments like that, especially when I try to be really nice and try to assume that there's no ill intent and people kind of just keep doubling down on making insensitive comments. So I've decided I'm just going to stop being nice about that, and if you do leave something like that on my channel, I am going to just start publicly shaming you. So just general PSA about that. Without further ado, let us dive into it with Gokurakugai Chapter 28, Alarm Bells, with translation by David Evelyn and lettering by Kyla Aiko, with of course story by Yuto Sano. I will say, I think Yuto Sano this makes very good, almost magazine cover, fashion covers. And I know Kubo was also like this, where he did very good fashion covers and fashion designs for his characters. So yeah, a really good skill Sano-san has. It really does go all out with the cover spreads and things for the series. But yeah, so we pick up where we left off last time with the little British kid stabbing something, or is he removing? Oh, he's removing the spike from inside of what's her face's chest. So he pulls it out and rips it and tosses it off to the side. And as what the hell, Utsu kind of just collapses to the ground. Oh, I assume he slices off her restraints and she collapses to the ground. He kind of just looks at it with disgust at his bloodied hand. And she's like, ugh, and you see her legs starting to regenerate. And she's like, how? Did you know Utsu was here? And he's like, Yomi already knew. He knows everything about the family that he shares blood with. Now then, Yomi gave me a choice between going without dinner and going to pick you up. Between. So I had no choice but to come here and pick you up. Yatora would have been better than me, wouldn't he? Well, I guess that doesn't really matter. Anywho, you got two choices. That's where he's doing a little this. He's like, come back to us or die here. And he's just separating it out. He's like, okay, pick. He's like, what? And you see the guards watching the video monitors going, a gate? Oh, wait, what is that? A child? And you see them hitting the alarm bell with an emergency push. And Ryu, Ryu. And she's beep, beep, beep as the lights start blaring. It's nuts, I already got busted. Can't you make this choice snappy? You sure are a slowpoke. And you see Ash struggling to stand. He's come on, hurry up and stand. And she just swats his hand away. And she seems kind of surprised by the fact she did swat it away. And you see him looking a little bit annoyed, mad. He's like, what are you doing, you dope? And you have freeze! And you have gate has spawned in cell 4-3, requesting immediate backup. The intruder is in child form and has freed the blood loss Maga. The blood loss Maga's missing body parts are confirmed to have regenerated. And as you see the kid just doing his hands up, it's I said freeze! And they're he's not resisting. But if he's a Maga, then there's no telling what he'll pull. And you see him just like looking, like trying to stand there looking like all sweet and innocent. He's like, he's a child. And he waves and goes, bye-bye. Do you have a huh? And you have a boom as the guy just like teleports in behind him, grabs him by the shoulders, and makes him explode. God. Guess someone is a freaking Hunter x Hunter fan. Because this reminds me of the bomber from the Greed Island arc. And I think this is the first character I'm like, not really my type. But you have Chihaya as he like grabs the gate lock and also just bombs it open. He's like, Misao, you came at the right time. I still got stuff to do, so I'm going ahead. And Blondie's like, what should I do? He's like, if folks show up, kill them all. He's like, gotcha. He's like, also leave those two there. I'll eat them later. I was like, gotcha, will do. He's like, oh, and kill this one too, as he points to Utsu. She said she'd rather die than come back home. She's useless to us because we can't eat her, so just go for it. He's like, gotcha, I'll kill her. He's like, also, you're so dumb that you probably already forgot. But don't kill the red-haired one. That one belongs to Yomi, got it? Anything else, do whatever you want. I'll leave it all to you, Misao. He's like, okay. He's like, alrighty, leave the corpses, kill everyone, and hurry after Chihaya. And then, after that, I'll have him shower me in praise. He's just like grinning at Utsu. And you see Alma just downstairs being like, what? What? Huh? So we have an intruder! Cell 4-3! No response from Shida, none from Sakai either. A gate has spawned in cell 4-3 where the blood loss maga is being held. And you have, sorry, but things won't be going as you planned. And you see as Utsu like summons one of her blades. Like, I still have to get Alma to notice me. He's like, why are you apologizing? I mean, you're about to die, weirdo, as he just sets off like a little mini explosion in his palm again. So yeah, not much to say about this chapter. I don't know, man. Like, Gokurakugai's in this weird place where it feels like the pacing is simultaneously like too fast and too slow at the same time. Because again, like you keep introducing like the other, like the Yomi family members, like one after the other, arc after arc. And you don't really have like a lot of cooldown time between each of their introductions into the series. So I don't know if this is the case of like he just wants to introduce them all early and then like have them become like big main villains later, or if they're all going to get like killed off very early and he just doesn't like plan for the series to last particularly long. Yeah, but like the schooling costume and everything reminds you like very much like British boarding school kid speaking like slang with the like, oh, you gotta give me a choice like between going without dinner or picking you up. So I had no choice but to come and pick you up and like all that. But he's trying to act like very cutesy, like very capitalizing on his like his childlike appearance and things to kind of get people to put their guard down. I don't think we have really a good idea of what exactly his whole manga deal will be, because we know like Utsu's called like the blood loss manga, like the way she dies, like making blood like explode from people's orifices, things like that. The other guy that just came in, what the fuck was his name? Misao, seems like he's either an arsonist or like a bomb maker or something, and he probably died with regards to something with that, so that's like his thing. So I'm very curious what the little kid's whole deal is going to be with regards to that. Apart from that, again, like not much to say. I do kind of curious where he's like, oh, or Chihaya kind of says like, oh, you know, Yomi has like this thing where it's like, oh, you know, like anyone that he shares blood with, their family, like he knows everything about them. I wonder if that's supposed to be meant like literally, like he literally gave them like part of his blood, and that's how he's able to like know everything about them. Like that's how come he knows so much. Is because of that. And that makes me also wonder if that means like Alma's literally his child, like that's why he's like, oh, he's mine, like no one else can touch him, given like the whole blood connection thing, like that's how come he's like, oh, this is literally like he counts him like as his possession. So it'll be interesting kind of getting more like developing world building stuff with regards to that. But yeah, like I said, apart from that, not really much to say. I'm hoping that Misao is going to be kind of like a foil to Tsuru to maybe showcase like her changing and developing from what she is, because she's right now he's like doing the whole thing of like, oh, it's like, yeah, hurry after Chihaya, like I'll have him shower me in praise, blah blah blah, like giving a lot of those vibes. I do hope it's not going to go with the thing of like, oh, Utsu's going to like prove she's not being like selfish or things by like sacrificing herself for Alma. for like to prove her love or some nonsense like that. But yeah, I guess we'll see where this arc is heading. But I don't know, because like the inconsistent release schedule also doesn't really help Gokurakugai a lot, because there's such long. I know this chapter is only like, I looked at the dates, and this chapter only came out like a month after the last one did, so it's not as bad as the previous ones. But the fact it doesn't have like a consistent release date schedule also kind of works against, because like it's very hard to tell like, hey, when's the next chapter gonna drop? Like, when are we gonna see stuff? Like, you know, kind of things like that. So it's kind of hard to like remain invested in the story in that regard, like taking into account without taking into account everything else with it. But hopefully we'll get into some good stuff from here. We'll see what happens with the next stuff. But yeah. So all that said, I hope you all did enjoy this video. If you did, you know, please do like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Like I mentioned, we'll get Shonen Jump stuff this weekend, and hopefully read-throughs will be next weekend. So until then, this is Ash. Talk to you all later.